Welcome back to Flag on the Take, and just like that, we are back once again.
Yes, we are.
Alongside me is Unk. What up, Unk?
What's going on, Few? What's going on, Few? What's going on,
Oh man, we
people?
got some stuff to get into today because I was about to come in here all doom and gloom, but now I'm about half doom and half happy. You want to know why I'm half happy?
Why? What's going on?
Bro, we got Diontae Johnson.
Yeah, yeah, you guys do. I just want to preface this by saying I was at work earlier. Now, as all of you guys know, we live in Maryland, so 90% of the population are Ravens fans, including my bosses. And so my boss Doug runs up to me. He's like, "Hey, Jordan, you hear the good news?" I'm like, "No, Douglas, I did not hear the
Not the
good news."
Douglas, not the government.
Yo, he was like, "Ravens got Diontae Johnson." I tell you, my jaw dropped. I was sitting there for like 10 minutes. I didn't talk to anybody. Well, you know how I feel about it, bro. How do you feel about it?
So, initially, I was pissed because like earlier this week, I was joking with Haley, and I was like, I wanted Devonte Adams and I wanted Amari Cooper, even though I know we weren't getting him because I was in division, and I wanted D Hop, and we didn't get any of them. And I was joking with her. I was like, watch, the freaking wide receiver we're gonna get is gonna come from the Panthers, meaning Deontay Johnson or Adam Thielen. And of course, it was Deontay Johnson. So initially, I was pissed because I was like, of course, that's the one we end up with. But then I saw we got him for a McChicken and 2 bags of Doritos, and I was like, hey, I'm pretty excited because now we got him for free. Now, if we gave up a substantial asset like a third, I would have been hot. I would have been so pissed. But the fact we got him for free, I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Because sure, I know the Ravens' problems on offense, passing wise, is that we dropped the ball a lot, and we traded for the guy who's notorious for dropping the ball. But we needed another route runner
He's
besides
gonna
Zay
get open.
Flowers. Exactly.
Yeah.
Rashad Bateman was not getting open for us. So the fact we got someone who can get open and just take some pressure off of Zay, I'm all for it.
Deontay's gonna stretch the field too. Like he didn't time fast in the 40, but as far as just like game speed, he's pretty fast. He'll burn.
That's what I'm saying. Like I know he's gonna drop some passes, but he's gonna also draw attention too. So that's gonna take some pressure off of Zay. Zay can get more open.
Yeah.
So I'm all for it. I was pretty
Yeah, I
pumped
think it's
about
going to
it.
be good for you guys. I think it's going to be good for the passing game because again, he's a pretty big play receivers too. Like it's kind of crazy. You've seen enough Steeler games as far as like even when we play y'all, where like he'll drop an easy one and then just like dunk on somebody the next play. And I feel like it'll be more of the same, but at the same time, he has like a legit quarterback. Again, he was putting up numbers with Andy Dalton and
Bryce
wasn't
Young.
so much Bryce Young because Bryce Young's struggling a little bit, but he still did okay enough. But no, he's been putting up numbers with bad quarterback play, and I'm including Kenny Pickett in that conversation. And so, yeah, I think that I think that this is a good trade for y'all. Sadly, yeah, I'm just hoping that he drops the ball every time it comes his way, especially when you guys play us
Yeah,
week
come
what,
on.
10, week 9, week 10, whatever week it is.
It'll be soon. Yeah, Deontay Johnson. The only reason, so sources say the reason the Ravens went and got him today rather than waiting for the deadline is because Stefon Diggs tore his ACL. That was another big piece of breaking news that came out today.
Yep.
Stefon Diggs tore his ACL in his contract year, so he's going to go into free agency rehabbing a torn ACL. Obviously, thoughts and prayers to the Maryland kid, but yeah, so the Ravens were scared the Texans were going to go get Deontay Johnson, which made us pull the trigger today. So yeah, at least we got something, dude. Like, cause with how the game on Sunday went, and we're gonna get into that, but with how that went, we had to do something. Now, granted, can Deontay Johnson play corner? No. Does Deontay Johnson rush the passer? No. So that sucks.
It's
But
funny
at
that you
least we
say
did
that
something.
because I promise you, I was looking at the Instagram comments. Some people was happy, and then other people was like, "Cool, can he play defense?"
No, for real. This is one of the very few times
That's
in my
all I
life the
saw in the
Ravens.
comments.
This is one of the very few times in my life the Ravens defense is a liability. We'll get into that. We'll get into that because
Well, you guys
I'm
also
sure.
haven't been healthy either, especially last game. Last game, you guys weren't healthy at corner at all. That's the only reason Jameis was able to torch y'all like that. Nate Wiggins
Bro.
or Marlon was in play. Well, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Let's keep on.
Yeah, yeah. Because we'll spend the whole first 30 minutes getting into that. All right, all right. And
Yeah.
then the other big piece of news. So I've seen people and analysts and former players just absolutely dunking all over Anthony Richardson because he needed a blow on third down. Dude, you can't.
Yeah.
I know. We're not gonna beat a dead horse, but I just want to put my thoughts out there. Like, dude, obviously you can't be doing that. Like, I think the more attention needs to be paid to the PR person. Like, the PR person should have told him, hey, tell them you had a cramp, dude. Don't admit you were
Yeah.
tired.
Yo, you took the words right out of my mouth. What I'm gonna say is, I bet you people in the league do it all the time. The thing is, don't say it. It's like a Joel Embiid situation as far as him saying, "Oh, I'm not going to play in this because," like,
Right.
don't say it, bro. You know what I mean? Like, just
Said
say,
the quiet part
oh
out
man,
loud.
yeah, or
You
like
could just say he had a
accidentally
turf
kick
pellet
your
in his
shoe off or
eye.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
Literally
say
anything.
accidentally kick a shoe off or something. Yeah, do something.
So for those who know me, I've been a very avid defender of Anthony Richardson. I've been very on him since day one that he's gonna be good. He's gonna be good. I've been very supportive of him, but I cannot support this, dude. You are the quarterback. You offensive linemen, you don't see them tapping out. Now receivers
Nope.
and running backs are different because they have to sprint every single play. But bro, you're the quarterback. Like you set the example for the team. You can't be tapping out like that. So obviously, I don't support this, and he's gonna learn from it, hopefully. But yeah, it's just not good
He
because
is just 22.
I heard he
That's
lost
the
the respect of a lot of people.
Yeah, from that. Yeah, I hope that's not the case again. He's a young guy. Was he
I heard
22?
that's what got him benched. I heard that was the
Like he's
final
still.
straw.
It probably was, to be completely honest, because he hasn't been playing well. Again, this is basically his rookie season because he only played 4 games before he blew his shoulder out. So we knew that he was going to be an enigma coming in. He hasn't been playing well. Of course, there's still flashes where he'll like step back off his back foot and throw like a 70-yard bomb. But then again, doesn't he have like the worst completion percentage in the league right now?
He has the worst completion percentage since the
Or
year
he's close.
2000.
Yeah, yeah. So again, he hasn't been efficient. We saw what Joe. Well, I saw firsthand how Joe Flacco can play in his
Oh yeah, baby.
in his stead. But that's crazy. But yeah, he'll learn, man. He's a young quarterback. But I'm hoping that this isn't the beginning of the end because we know how these things can snowball, especially for somebody so young, and it just takes his confidence and then never gets it back. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping this is
Yeah.
something he can learn from and get better in because he's a good dude. So again, he's never had any problems off the field. You can tell that his teammates, like I mean, before the situation, they liked him. You know what I mean, like that, vouch for him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope it works out for him though.
Yeah, I was hoping like by now we would be seeing at least some progression. I'm not asking him to be like a top 10 quarterback, but I am asking him to get better each week, and he, if anything, has gotten worse each week. So maybe this might be good for him. Who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah,
But you touched on the saying the quiet part out loud earlier. We'll get into that piece of news too. That's the one final piece that of sports news that broke before this recording. The NBA concluded its investigation into the Sixers, and they just slapped them on the wrist with a $100,000 fine. So I
hmm
didn't think anything was going to come of it. I didn't think Embiid was getting
me
suspended
neither.
or forced
Yeah,
to play or
we were both
anything.
saying it.
But just because we talked about the investigation on our NBA preview, just wanted to give an update for those who care that the NBA just slapped them on the wrist, just like we all expected them to do. So
Yeah,
Embiid and PG, their debuts. I shouldn't even say their debuts. Their reassessments of their injuries got pushed back to this upcoming Wednesday. Well, no, I lied. Not this upcoming Wednesday. Next Wednesday. Next week. Because
yeah,
I forgot that the time of this podcast coming out will be Wednesday. So, Sixers fans, sorry. They're not being reassessed tomorrow. It's in 8 days. So, yeah.
yeah.
So that's fun. Thank God Tyrese
But
Maxey
on the
came alive.
I was about to say the same thing, bro. There was a caveat to that. Yes, sir. Let's get into it.
38 points in the second half. Set a Sixers record,
Yes,
dude.
sir.
That was crazy. And that game went
Yeah,
to overtime. He ended up putting 10 points up in overtime, too.
yeah. Watching the game, I'm not going to say he played like it in that sense, but I just mean like just looking at him. Why did he remind me of like a young Kawhi Leonard? I don't know if it was just like the straight back cornrows and like no swag, just kind of going in there and
No
just doing the do.
swag.
No
That's
swag, man.
crazy. Let me see. I
Had
didn't check
no
his
type of nothing.
efficiency. Hey, man, sometimes you just got to go out there and ball. He did it on
Yeah.
32 shots. He was 14 of 32 from the field. He went 5 of 17 from 3.
Yeah, I
Yikes.
was about to say he made 5 3-pointers. Yeah.
17
Five
shots?
from
You better make
17. I
5
did
of
not
them.
know though. Oof. Oof.
Shout out Andre Drummond with 17 rebounds. Holy crap. Eric Gordon giving 15 off the pine. Shout out to him. We got some good NBA games on
hmm
tonight. I low-key want to tune in. I don't know if you saw what's on tonight, like the primetime
No, I
games.
haven't, but I'm about to look now.
Mavs and T-Wolves.
Ooh.
And then we got
That's the one
Pelicans
I'm going
and
to tune into.
Pelicans and Warriors was going to be a good game until Steph Curry got injured, which that'll lead
Steph,
us right
yeah,
into
I
the
was about to
next
say
piece of
Steph's
news
injury.
that I wanted to go over. So Steph Curry is
hmm
injured, but you guys can exhale. It's not a long-term injury. Okay, it is an ankle injury, but it's a strain, not an ankle sprain. It's a strain of some long, fancy medical term word that I don't know how to pronounce, and I'm not even going to attempt it. If you want to know what it is, look it up, because it starts with a P. I can't pronounce it. But
I'm about to
long
say,
story
this is above my
short,
pay grade.
yeah, this is a long wind-up, so here's the pitch. He is going to be out for 2 games at the minimum. He'll be reassessed. Steve Kerr said they're pretty much taking it day to day. Obviously, based on the swelling and the pain and all that good jazz. So Curry could miss. He's missing a minimum of 2 games. Could miss up to and including 2 weeks. So it really just depends on A, his pain tolerance, and B, the swelling. But I can't imagine they're going to try and rush him back. It is October. So it's not, NBA's got a long way to go. I feel like it's worth their time to wait for him to be 100% rather than rushing him back. Now, if this was March,
Yeah, I
they
agree.
definitely would be rushing
I
him
agree.
back. But October, yeah, there's no point.
Yeah. I was about to say, we all know if he goes down, whole season's tanked. So I think they're going to do what they do, especially this early in the season, to just get him back healthy, especially at his age.
Speaking of an older age, LaKing James dropping a triple-double on the Sacramento Kings. Did you see that?
On the Kings, I did.
Dude,
It
I
was
was
his
watching
11th.
that game.
Yeah, it was his 11th 30 point triple double as a Laker. 11th. How many years has he been with the Lake Show? It's been what? 4?
Ooh. It's been at least 4 because it was before the bubble.
Yeah, I want to say 4 or 5.
Because he won the bubble ring. So I want to say it's been at least 5. But yeah, he put up a triple double. I was
Still had
watching that
14
game.
boards too.
Yeah, I fell asleep at halftime. I didn't think he was on pace for a triple double. But Austin Reeves has been low-key on fire. I've seen every Lakers game so far, not because I'm a Lakers fan, but just because they've been on national television. And AR
You know
is
who's been
shooting
killing
like an
it too?
AR. Huh.
Yes, him. Oh, freaking AD, man.
Yeah, I was going to get into him too.
AD had like the quietest 31 points, bro. And he's just been doing it.
Dude, he was my favorite player in the league until Jason Tatum came along. So I still love AD, still got the love for him. I wish he didn't play for the Lakers, but yeah, AD's still doing AD things, man. He just got to stay on the court.
Yeah, I was watching
Like
some of
that,
this game. I don't understand how LeBron be scoring on that dumb little spin fade. It's the slowest thing you ever see, but he scores every time.
or like what they call the FU3, where he just looks at the floor and pulls up from 3, acting like he hasn't done that his entire
Yeah,
career.
bro. He like looks at his hand or the floor, it just pulls up. It's so crazy.
Everyone acting like they haven't seen him do that move since 2003.
Yes. I'm like, yo, how are y'all still falling for this?
Yeah, I know, bro. It's crazy. You know how LeBron was in that NBA Starting 5 on Netflix? Another piece of news I was going to talk about. So they already announced season 2 for that show coming back. So they're recording right now. They just started recording. Did you hear about who's on it?
No, I haven't. Not for this upcoming season.
All right, I'll start. I'll go bottom to top. I'll save the best star for last. So, starting first, Tyrese Halliburton. I'm gonna love that. I love that dude. He's awesome. Anytime he goes on Pat McAfee show, that dude is hilarious. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
One of my favorite players in the league. Yep, I'm tuning in just because.
We're gonna see his Instagram caption behind the scenes, baby. Now, I am not saying that I want this included in the documentary, but at this next basketball player, the Instagram comments, everyone is like praying that this camera crew follows this guy when he goes on a road trip to Houston.
James
I think
Harden?
you know who. Yep.
Yep.
I know it's Netflix and anything goes on Netflix, but if this show has shows behind the scenes of him going into the club, I'm gonna be no good.
Bro, I was thinking the same thing. Yo, you know what was crazy? I don't know why it made me think of it. Remember how they were calling Lou Williams Lemon Pepper Lou?
Yeah, because Wingstop.
Yo, they got to come up with. They be serving the wings in the club. I know they got a name for Harden somewhere.
Bro, if you, I'm not gonna get into this. I'm not gonna get into this. And that we just had Jason Tatum. Now we're getting Jaylen Brown too. I don't know how interesting that's going to be. I feel like it could.
He's kind of boring. He's not boring to watch, but he just seems like a boring person.
Well, that's the thing. I was going to say it's going one of 2
me.
ways. Either one, it's going to be boring because he seems boring from the outside, or 2, he could be extremely interesting because he doesn't want us to see anything, and he purposely wants us to think that he's boring. When in reality, he lives a very
like Kirk Cousins was more entertaining than I thought he was on quarterback. So maybe it's that type of situation.
That's what I'm saying. I wonder if Jaylen Brown just lives a private life and he wants us to think that he's boring, but like deep down, like he actually does have like a very like fulfilling life. So that'll be interesting
Yeah.
to see, in my opinion. Do you want to guess who the top star is that's going to be in this? So he's a bigger star than Jaylen Brown.
Give me a hint.
I mean, he is one of the greatest players of all time.
Okay. Okay. Still playing? Oh, well, of course he's still playing. That was a dumb question.
Yeah, and he can fill the cup too.
Give me one more.
I wonder how well you know his backstory. He's a Maryland kid.
Does he have a scalp condition?
I don't. He might. I might not. I don't think I'm. Thinking that
Are we talking about KD?
yeah, I was going to say he has burner accounts, but I knew that would have gave it away. But KD's also going to be interesting. Yo, can you imagine if it's behind the scenes and like
he's gonna give some good sound bites, bro.
Can you imagine behind the scenes like they're filming him at his house and it's just him just responding to tweets?
Mom in the background too.
He's just reading every tweet, just going, "Oh,
Mom."
But yeah, that's gonna be good. I'm very excited for that to come out. I hate that we have to wait a whole year for it to come out, but it is gonna be very good. I haven't finished this season yet because I'm watching it with Haley. We're watching like four shows at one time, but yeah, I'm very excited for it. So far, it's been pretty good. But I believe that is. Oh yeah, and the other piece of news I wanted to get into was that the Boston Celtics look unstoppable. But I think we already knew that. So, if you got anything to add to it?
Anyway. Just kind of what we were talking about in our preview. It's just like I don't really see anybody stopping them. I mean, they ran over the Bucks, which was also, well, you were kind of saying again, it's early in the season, but you anticipated the Bucks struggling a little bit. Yeah, I was about to say you anticipated the Bucks struggling a little bit, so I think you were right in that sense. Even with 30 from Giannis and Dame, still wasn't enough. It's just like again, they're not that they're top heavy. You know what I mean? I don't know if they can really.
They remind me so much of, like, who do I want to compare them to? It was like, they remind me so much of, like, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Like, they put up, like, 40 points, but then the defense allows 45, and they still lose.
Yeah. I can see that. Actually, it's not a bad comparison, to be completely honest. But, again,
worst part about the Celtics
I like watching the Celtics play.
They still don't have Porzingis yet. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
that is our NBA talk.
I wouldn't be surprised if they won 60 games again. Celtics.
Okay, I thought you were about to say the Bucks for a second. We were about to end this whole show just talking about the Bucks.
No. Bro said who?
I had my hand on the flag ready, brother.
Hey yo.
But all right, that was our NBA talk. We'll obviously talk more about NBA as the season progresses and more storylines develop. But moving on.
Yeah.
Let's get into college football. Rip the pipe dream of Navy making the college football playoffs. I had so much hope. Yeah. And I told everyone that, hey, if they beat Notre Dame, that dream is alive. But if they lose, it's over. So Navy if they beat Notre Dame,
I think they would have had a significant jump.
Yeah. Navy can still win their conference and no problem. And I still think they can kick Army's ass, no questions asked. But I mean, in terms of making the college football playoff, they had to beat Notre Dame. And Navy, quite frankly, they beat themselves with a lot of uncharacteristic turnovers. That team, I saw a stat. It was like they only had like two turnovers all season, and they had like 3 or 4 in that game. So it's unfortunate.
Yeah, the one that pops up in my mind was they ran like a little toss to the right or something.
Oh
they run that dumb Colonel offense. That dumb Colonel.
They run like a hybrid of it now. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they do a little bit more as far as the passing game is concerned, which is pretty cool. And like I said, we kind of talked about it. When they execute well, it's good.
Yeah, their offense this year is pretty cool. So like they can be in like shotgun, and then if the quarterback likes the way the defense looks, he can audible back into that wing T, or vice versa. If they're in the wing T and he likes the way that the defense is set up, he can audible out into shotgun. It's very intriguing to watch. I've never seen a hybrid before of like the wing T and a typical pro style offense. So hopefully Navy's offense
I think the lights might have been just a little too big.
Yeah, I was watching College Game Day though, and their quarterback, dude, what a badass. I mean, all of the Navy football players are badasses because they serve our country. Thank you for your service, and like play football in Division I. So obviously they're all badasses, but like name another team in the country where your starting quarterback is a freaking attack helicopter pilot. Like, that is so cool.
Yeah, we were talking about that, and I was like, what? I remember you telling me about it.
That is so cool, dude. Really I love that shit.
Yeah.
And they were interviewing on Game Day.
You play at Navy.
Yeah, they were interviewing him at Game Day, and he's an absolute dog. That dude's an absolute weapon. So, I love the moxie on that guy. So, Hopefully Navy keeps
Yeah.
this up like years beyond too. I hope they keep the moxie and the attack helicopter quarterbacks and stuff like that because
Yeah.
that whole aura
Ran,
is so cool.
random question.
What's up?
You might not know. I was just very curious about it. Do you know? Because I know some of the Navy players. Because like I remember they had that quarterback Perry. I forgot his name. He was like real
I forgot
shifty,
his
but he was
name.
like 5'11". He was real. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And he ended up. I think he was either drafted really late or he was undrafted. I'm wondering like what their contract is as far as like with the NFL or like being drafted
So
versus being deployed somewhere.
So for whoever's listening, you can reach out to me and correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is that if there's a legit shot for them to like get drafted and have a pro career, they can either file an appeal to serve after their playing days are done, or if they're going to be like a
Hmm.
first round pick or something like that, they can like file an appeal and have chief of staff or somebody like really high up like sign off like waiving them having to serve at all. So that's my
Yeah.
understanding of
Do
it.
you remember a couple? No, no. Go ahead
What's
and
up?
finish. Because yeah.
I was gonna say if
I was
I'm
no, no.
wrong,
I was like, go
someone.
ahead and finish. I was just piggybacking.
I was gonna say if I'm wrong, please reach out to me and let me know. I would love to hear about it because I think that that's like very rare. Now I don't know if anyone on the Navy is gonna go to the NFL this year, but I do believe they've had some baseball players. I do know that they've had some baseball players
Yeah.
go pro.
Yeah. I just remember the only recent one that I could think of was that quarterback I was just talking about, like the real shifty one. But you know exactly what I meant. I don't think he lasted long in the league, but I remember him. I don't even remember what team he ended up going to. But do you remember? I also asked that to say, do you remember a couple years ago where it was like that lineman that was like a first round pick? And I don't remember if it was like, I think he played for like a bigger school, but ended up enrolling. And it was like a really, really big story. So I don't think it was as far as him playing at Army and Navy, but he was like a guard or a tackle. I'd have to look him up and we have to talk about
Yeah,
it a
no,
different time. But
I don't remember
he,
that.
he yeah, I think he ended up getting deployed instead of playing in the league or something like that, and it was a big story. Which
Hey,
again, thank you for your
massive
service.
sacrifice.
And
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
but I mean, Navy can still crush Army's dreams, so that's always a highlight of the season. That always makes the
Yeah,
season worth
I want
it.
to go to that game. I want to go to
Oh,
that game.
dude, it's so
Also,
cool.
no, I'll wait to get into that.
All right, all right, all right. Speaking of things that are really cool, Indiana is legit, dude. Kurt Signetti, that dude is so freaking cool. You would not think that he's
Yeah, tell
62.
me about this game because I didn't get to watch this one.
I want to talk more about Indiana as a team rather than like the actual game because like remember like last week they beat the brakes
Cool.
off of Nebraska, but dude,
Yes.
Indiana the way that Kurt Signetti has turned this team around is insane. He brought all his JMU
Hmm.
guys with him, hit the portal like crazy, rebuilt that team essentially overnight. Like they never really were a football team, like a good football school. But yeah, they won 31-17 against Washington with their backup quarterback. They're 8-0. They're now the 13th or 11th ranked in the country. They're one or the other. Let me see.
3-9 last season to 8-0 this season. Oof.
They're 13th in the country right now. They play Michigan State. That's a winnable game as well. But
Hmm.
they pretty much went and got the
Oh, they play
All-Star
Michigan
team.
coming up too.
Yeah, they pretty much Kurt Signetti went when he hit the portal. He pretty much went and got the All Star team from like Group of Four conferences, which is why Indiana's so good.
Yeah, their
But
toughest game,
I
which
wanted to give him some
will
flowers.
more than likely be a L, is Ohio State. Now, I think Michigan's very winnable because we all see what Michigan is this season. They're not really, I'm not going to say they're terrible, but they're definitely not good. And then they have Ohio State, then it's Purdue. So, like, that Ohio State game, I'm really looking forward to it in this sense because I did not know Indiana was on pace like this. But now that I'm looking at it, they've had some quality wins. They've had some quality.
If their only loss is
So,
to Ohio
we'll see.
State and they win out the rest of their games, they're gonna make the playoff.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, do you
Especially
think it depends on how bad Ohio State beats them?
no, I think as
Okay.
long as they don't get 30 pieced. But other than that, I really don't think it'll matter. I think Kurt Signetti and the boys will make the playoff, and then I will be absolutely rooting for them because that'll be so cool.
Yeah, most definitely.
But moving on, we have Alabama. They finally bounced back. They embarrassed Missouri at home. Like they weren't at Missouri, they were
Yeah.
at Bama, but still, they still embarrassed Missouri. I mean, they shut them out.
I, yeah, I saw this coming. Bama's better than 15. Like I know they've had some tough breaks and they haven't looked like Bama, but they're still talented. You know, it's just they still got to put it all together. They're still under a new coach, and they're trying to learn what their identity is, I guess, without Saban. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, no, they're definitely better than Missouri. So
I didn't
I
think they were
expected
going to
this.
beat them 34-0 though. I mean, damn.
Maybe not that bad, but at least by I could have seen like 10 or 14.
Dude, they dog walked them.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, that was absolutely insane. In my opinion, this week of college games, they didn't really move the needle for me this week.
Yeah. And what's crazy is there was some decent like there was a couple of ranked matchups more than we've had previously, but it just wasn't like yeah, like you said, it wasn't really I don't know, really eye opening or anything that
Because
like
I
blew
was
your socks
excited
off.
for the Missouri Bama game. That stunk. I was excited for Navy Notre Dame. That stunk after halftime.
Yep.
Texas and Vandy turned out to be a good game. Texas barely survived that. I mean, Quinn Ewers didn't play that bad, I thought. I thought he was pretty solid. I mean, he had 3 touchdowns. Penn State beat Wisconsin with their backup quarterback. I mean, that was pretty cool. Oregon wiped the floor with Illinois. That was a statement win that they needed. LSU and A&M was a good game all the way till the end. The
Speaking
fourth
of Oregon,
quarter.
I'm seeing that Dylan Gabriel's back in the I don't think he's going to win by any means, but he's still back in the Heisman race, especially
If
with
he
Oregon
wins,
being
we have
number
a
one.
problem.
Yeah, I'm going to be very upset. But
I'm gonna be very upset as
he
well.
again, he still threw 2 picks in that game too. So I don't know. Like I don't want to say they're winning in spite of him because I do feel like that he's contributing, but I don't know.
I'm not impressed whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm not either. It's like Will Howard.
Yeah, for real.
Put them
So
in the same boat.
the LSU and A&M game. So A&M benched their starting quarterback when he went 6 of 18 for 64 yards. They benched him and they brought in
Hmm.
a kid named Marcel Reed. And dude, he reminds me so much of Jaden Daniels when he first got to LSU. This kid's a freshman too.
Yeah.
This dude's a freshman. He went 2 of 2 for 70 yards. So like, all right, he only threw 2 passes, but he did complete both of them. One of them was a bomb. He put that thing in a bucket. But he also gave him 9 for 62 and 3 tuds on the ground. So he's got
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels written all over him. He's built just like him too. So I'm very intrigued to see that kid play.
And you
'Cause
said this is
he
the
could be
A&M
star.
quarterback?
Yeah, Marcel Reed. He was the backup. They benched the Connor. I never get his last name right. Starts with a W.
I think it's
Ends
like
with
Wakeman.
Man. Wegman. Yeah,
I think it's
they
Wayman.
benched him.
It's either
'cause
Wakeman
he
or
was-
Wayman because the G might be silent.
Yeah, they benched him because he was absolute ass, and they brought in Marcel Reed, and that dude was an absolute dog. I mean, he came in there, and LSU didn't know what hit them. Is it time to say Brian Kelly's ass? He doesn't move the needle for me. I think he's
Explain.
overrated. Like, I don't know. I feel like his teams always get punched in the mouth, and like LSU has one of the best home atmospheres in all of college football, and they don't really have a home field advantage. I feel like there's constant like
Yeah.
time management issues, and he's a decent recruiter, but they're not pulling the prospects they should be pulling.
How long has he been at LSU? He was the coach directly after the Big O, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I had to think about it.
So it's probably what 2020 because Big O got in trouble, right? And that's why he left. if
I
I'm
want to
remembering
say
correctly.
it was Jaden Daniels' first year at LSU. Was Brian Kelly's first year at LSU.
Was that like 2020 or 2021?
No, because Burrow was drafted in 2020, and it was after Burrow.
So it had to have been 21 or 22. Probably 22.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because I remember watching Jaden Daniels' first start. I'm trying to ballpark it. I want to say it was like 2022. But anyways, hasn't been that long, so like I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt ish. But I mean, he got ran out of town at Notre Dame, and like he's not showing much progress at LSU. Like I know LSU is highly ranked, but there's something about him that's just missing. I don't know what it is.
The
Something
quarterback.
doesn't.
Because I don't
Yeah,
like
something
freaking-
doesn't feel right.
He's trash, bro. I'm sorry. Nessimer, whatever his name is.
Nussmeier, I'm not ready to write him off entirely, but yeah, he's definitely trending in the wrong direction in my opinion. Do we got any good games this upcoming week?
So it was his
Ohio
weekend
State,
coming up,
Penn
right?
State. Why is that game at noon?
Ew. Like, we talking 12?
Yes.
like
Why
3
is Ohio
3:30?
State
Was it
versus
one of
Penn
them
State?
games?
No, why is it at noon? Why is it at 12 o'clock? That game should be 7:30.
Oh, yes.
That should be under the lights. It should be a whiteout game, and all we should be hearing on TV is oh. You know, their little dumb chant that they. We are Penn State. Yeah, that's what we should be hearing, not friggin' high noon. Like, if I was Penn State, I would be pissed because they're losing a huge chunk of their home field advantage in that game, and they're going to need every ounce of it to beat Ohio State.
Yeah.
If Penn State beats
I
Ohio
don't know
State,
how
are they the
Miami
number one
keeps
team in
getting
the
into these
country?
shootouts. If Penn State beats Ohio State,
Yeah.
yeah, I'd say they'd probably put them over Oregon. I would assume.
Oregon's going to kill Michigan.
I don't know, but
so
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Oregon's going to kill Michigan. Georgia's going to kill Florida.
I think they would definitely be 2 for sure.
Indiana should beat the brakes off of Michigan State.
I say if they beat Ohio State by double digits, they'll probably be 1.
How is A&M only 2.5 point favorites over South Carolina? That doesn't make sense to me.
Probably thinking about that time where they played freaking Bama tough.
The only good game this week is Ohio State and Penn State. None of these other ones. Indiana and Michigan State are supposed to be close. What's the late game? Louisville and Clemson? Oh, God.
That's gross.
A&M and South Carolina could be good.
Hey, yo.
A&M and South Carolina could be good. I'm pretty sure Herbie and Fowler will have
Bro said that like he was in pain. Oh, hold up. I didn't know that, Pitt's defense is insane. I was watching a couple of their games. Pitt's, they got top 5 defense. Yeah,
because they just got 3 pick sixes off of Kyle McCord.
Yeah, I was about to say. No, Pitt's been balling. I want to see what they continue to do. I don't think they'll be playoffs.
Yeah, shout out to that coach.
But,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they've been killing. That's also, I'm not really a Pitt Panther fan, but it's like NFL team adjacent. So I'd like to see them succeed.
I mean, they do share the same building.
They play in the same stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. They play in the same stadium, so definitely.
Anything else on college you want to touch before we move on to the pros?
Let's get into it because I'm excited about the pro games.
All right. Do you want me to go first or you want to go first?
Well, we're starting with your boys, so let's get it. I'll let you go first, and then I'll piggyback off it because I sense a mini rant incoming.
Aye. At this point, I don't feel bad about my ability to catch a football because I feel like with my ability to catch a football, I could play for the Ravens. There was, 8 dropped interceptions?
I feel like you're talking about... Yeah, there were. First off, I'm not going to lie. That Kyle Hamilton one looked shady.
Yeah, it literally hit it, and he possessed the football, and then just oops.
And started bubbling. I was like, wait a minute. That don't look right.
Yeah. But see, even if Ravens picked it, Browns still would have covered. So I don't know why Vegas would have made a call on that. But I mean, Eddie Jackson.
I don't know.
Eddie Jackson had the worst game from a safety I think I've seen in my life. I mean, I think our local high school football safety could play better than him. And we freaking benched Marcus Williams in a stupid Malcolm Butler situation. So now, I know Marcus Williams has been playing like absolute crap, but I mean, Eddie Jackson played like absolute shit. I mean, he was 1 tier worse.
Yeah.
Kyle Hamilton had that drop. Other than that, he's been playing well. Why are we so bad on defense?
Yeah. Well, again, I will say, and we kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, but we wanted to save it for this segment. You guys had 2 of your starting corners out. Marlon Humphrey. I know Marlon hasn't been peanut, but, he's been okay. And then you still have Nate Wiggins, who, again, he's pretty good, especially for a young corner. And so you would like to have him on the field, especially him and Marlon being your top 2 corners. But don't you guys have one more dude that's pretty nice too? Stevenson, right? Am I saying his name
Brandon
right?
Stevens. That's the thing. It shouldn't have even mattered that Marlon and Wiggins were out because who did they have to cover? Oh, Jerry Jeudy, Elijah Moore,
nobody.
Cedric frickin' Tillman.
Nobody.
And we got cooked by Jameis Winston.
Yeah, my man's threw for 330 and 3 tuds, no picks.
Dude, I love Jameis Winston, but why did he have to do that to us? And what's crazy was the offense didn't even look that good. Offense didn't even look that good, but at the end of the day, the last time Lamar Jackson touched the field, he put them in a position to win that football game.
I think he put him in a position this time. Yeah, like he said, Bateman can't catch a cold.
To be fair, he was staring directly into the sun. He was staring directly into the sun.
Lamar put that in his chest, though. I mean, in his chest.
But why did Derrick Henry only get 11 carries?
I was about to say the same thing.
What the hell?
Lamar, isn't this Lamar's like best statistical start to a passing in a season? So
yeah, it is.
I can understand why they're giving him more
run the damn ball.
But at the same time, you got
I don't care.
I was about to say you got Lamar and Derrick Henry, bro. That's probably the scariest backfield right there. Just having the best rushing quarterback in the league, and you have one of the best, still a top 3 running back in the league. So run the ball.
Dude, I swear with Todd Monken, like, he'll show up for 3 or 4 games, call a phenomenal game to a T, and then he'll just forget to pack his brain one week.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, Cleveland's defense is scrappy. And they've gotten a little bit healthier, so they're starting to get back to form just a little bit because they've been banged up. But even with that being said, you guys offensively run the ball. You guys can run on anybody.
And, like, I'm not saying I'm giving up on Zach Orr because Mike McDonald was ass his first year as coordinator, but, man, the fan base, they've about had enough of Zach Orr.
Yeah.
They're ready to run him out of town.
You think it's a... Do you think it's... and I'm saying this just because I know that you'll understand where I'm coming from. Do you think it's like a Tomlin thing as far as, like, Harbaugh being like, let's call it a certain way?
No. I think it's Zach Orr, like, inexperience of calling plays, and then, like, with his new system, and because all of our stars have had down years, and that can't be a coincidence that they're all slumping at the same time. It's got to be a scheme thing because Roquan's played like crap. Kyle Hamilton hasn't been Kyle Hamilton, and then Matabike hasn't really been able to get home. I mean, our pass rush, oh my God, don't even get us started on the pass rush. That's what I was saying earlier about Diontae Johnson. If he can't rush the quarterback or cover somebody, then I don't know why we traded for him. We need to trade for somebody on defense so bad. I don't care who it is at this point. Just make a move just to light a fire in everyone's asses.
You definitely need maybe one more corner just for depth purposes. I think your starting corners are fine. But maybe one more corner for depth purposes because Nate Wiggins, is it just me or does I feel like he's just been missing just a little bit of time with just some nagging stuff?
Yeah, no, he has been. Not just you.
Yeah. So just like get a depth corner, I would say in that sense, and definitely get a pass rusher.
I think we need a safety more than anything.
Somebody might be on the block with the deadline coming up. Oh, a big name too. Who am I thinking of?
I heard Buda Baker, but since the Cardinals were just one, they might. Oh, Zadarius Smith, he's on the block. But he plays for the Browns, so I don't know how I don't know if that trade's going to go through.
No, probably not. It would have to be a little bit of an overpay. I don't know if you would do that at his age.
I heard Hassan Reddick is like available too.
But didn't he just finally end up negotiating his contract with the Eagles?
He's with the Jets, and he finally agreed to come back, but he didn't get.
Oh, it is the Jets. My bad. Yeah.
He didn't get his extension.
I was thinking Green. I thought he did.
Yeah, close enough. No, he just agreed to a 1 year to come back this year and just. So, he's definitely available if you're willing to pay him. Ravens are ass. Lamar makes us look way better than we actually are, in my opinion. I knew it coming into this year that our depth, that like Derrick Henry was just a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound because we lost a lot of our depth. Mm-hmm. We kept our stars, but we lost so much depth. And our draft picks this year, besides Rosengarten and Nate Wiggins, are... I
feel like you're just praying that y'all don't burn out before playoffs.
Not even that, bro. Like, tape's out on us. We just got to pray that our defense can finally step up because it doesn't matter how good Lamar and Derrick Henry play. We can't keep winning every game 40-38. We've only looked good one time this year. That was against the Bills. Other than that, our offense has looked good pretty much every game, and our defense, besides the Bills game, has looked like crap every game. I'm not used to having a shitty defense.
The Cowboys too.
Yeah, but remember they came back.
But again, that's like garbage time stuff. I don't even know if that was.
That's the problem. The Ravens are the worst defense in the fourth quarter by like a significant margin. Even the Panthers are better in the fourth quarter by a significant margin.
Okay, no. You have a right to be pissed. My bad. Yeah. Oh. I didn't know it was that bad.
Dude, it's atrocious. Like,
well, to be fair,
up by 400,
the two games that a couple games that I watched.
That's the only way I'll feel secure in the fourth quarter. I'll tell you that much.
Because you'll text me, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, y'all are smacking so and so," and you're like, "It ain't over yet." And I'm like, "Bro."
All my Ravens fans know. I think I'm just numb at this point because like every week I go into it thinking, "All right."
Yo! Sorry. That caught me so off guard. Yo, sad. I think I'm just numb.
No, I really am because like every week I go into it like, all right, Lamar and Derrick Henry and Zay are going to put up 35 points and we'll be up by 3 scores going into the fourth quarter. And then I'll somehow nearly die of a heart attack right at the end of the game. So.
Oh my gosh.
So, I don't know. The Ravens under John Harbaugh don't know how to protect a lead to save their lives, so that's probably the main reason why I would be okay with Harbaugh getting fired at some point. Not in the middle of the season, but like just in any point. just because like I want someone who can
Yeah.
defend the fourth quarter.
Maybe he's a good coach. Don't get me wrong, but I think maybe he's just ran his course in Baltimore. I think it's time
He
for some
definitely
new blood
has.
in
The
that
fan
sense.
base has been sick of him.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the fan base
Yeah.
wanted Mike McDonald to be the head coach last year, but since Harbaugh made it to the AFC Championship game, the Ravens were like, "Oh, we can't fire him." I think letting Mike McDonald out of the building was a mistake. But all right,
Only time
um,
will tell.
I'll be done. I'm so sick of it. It's just the same shit, different week. But go ahead and get into your Steelers talk. They just played Monday night against the Giants. That game was a little
Yeah,
bit
they
closer than
did.
I thought it was going to be.
I will say, I felt like we were in control, and we were. Only thing is, the score would have been a lot worse if freaking Broderick Jones, first off, wasn't just complete duty. I don't know what's going on with him. He needs to get it together. But we should have scored first drive. George Pickens should have had two touchdowns. One, first off, I don't understand how a double tap with one foot doesn't qualify as a catch.
Well, because you're supposed to get both feet down.
But like, why would that not count when it's like one foot tap tap?
Did he get both feet down?
But tap tap.
Did his left foot and his right foot touch the ground?
No.
All right then, quit your bitch. It's
but, but no. Besides that, no. We had some stupid penalties. We were controlling the most of the game, and then Russ played really, 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 really well. Only thing my gripe with him, because again we moved the ball tremendously. Najee Harris averaged almost like 7 yards a carry, so I was really happy with the ground performance. Ground performance. Russ was slinging that thing. Pause. He was 20 for 28 on the night. He had a good night. Again, he should have had multiple touchdowns that got called back off of penalties. I'm not mad with the performance at all. My defense I'm getting tired of my defense. So my defense makes the stops when they need to and they're clutch. But I'm very, very tired of them giving up big plays. Like I thought that we were supposed to have a button on this. The first couple of games of the season we didn't do this, and now it seems like over the last couple of games, again, teams haven't been scoring crazy on us. Like I don't, we haven't had teams score like more than 20 on us recently, but just big plays have been like the Giants running back. Now he's not bad by any means, the rookie. He's been playing well this season regardless, but he had like 140 yards, bro, on only like 20 carries, and I'm like, come on, like the
yeah,
big plays.
Tyrone
He had like
Tracy.
40
Yeah.
yard. Yeah, he had like a 45-yard touchdown too. I'm like, okay, the big plays is crazy. Darius Slayton, or I think it's Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton, right? They're running the receiver, the fast one that be dropping everything. Yeah. So he's not terrible, but if he's your best receiver and that's the only one you got to worry about, ain't no reason for him to be having 100 yards on the night. So, and he had like a big play down the middle. So it was a little frustrating, but we did what we were supposed to do. I think Russ opens up our offense. We've had back-to-back 400-yard games, and in the whole like
We'll
Matt
see.
Canada era, and ever since been retired. I'm gonna say yeah, he opens up the offense.
We'll
The offense
see.
never looked like this with Fields.
Play a real
We'll see.
defense.
Are y'all a real defense?
Yes. It's like no, we're not.
You sure? Yeah, I was about to say. I was just checking. I was just checking your temperature. But
I gotta see y'all against the
nah.
Washington game, and I gotta see y'all against us too, before I actually make a
Fun
real
fact:
decision.
I'm going to that game. I'm going to the Washington game, so I'm excited about that. Um, but yeah, again, all I'm gonna say is the offense looks better, and they trust Russ, and they're happy. And I seen Russ and Jay Fields joking on the sideline. I think the team
That
is very much
surprised me.
together, and I think it doesn't surprise me because I think it's a 1 year thing for Russ. He's gonna go ahead. He's gonna ball out. He's gonna go get a new contract with a new team, and Justin Fields is gonna stay. That's my thing about it. That's what I think it is, and I think
I
that's why
thought for
they're both
sure there was
so.
tension in that quarterback room.
Nah, nah. I think that's just the media creating it, which is exactly what they were saying as well. Because they seem happy. They joke. They
Well,
do
it
whatever.
worked.
Justin Fields be posting the wins. He be posting. Russ be posting Justin. Justin be posting Russ. I'm with
Notice
it. I
how,
like it.
notice
I
how
feel like we're a good team right now.
when Russell Wilson's winning, Justin's posting the wins, and they're all happy and whatnot. But notice how when Justin was winning, there's reports coming out of Russell Wilson pouting in his locker. Just saying.
I know, but Russ was still posting the wins and stuff and posting Justin because that's just what he does. But
Pouting.
hey, it's working out for us right now. But
He's just mad. Future,
Yeah,
never mind.
it's crazy, crazy.
He's
We're
never been the same after that.
I still got us being first or second in the North, where you guys are only one game behind us. So again, it's still a tight race. I'm not. Even though we're first place, I'm not putting too much stock in it. It's still a long season. We're just hitting like halfway, basically. Not even halfway, because what week 9 will be halfway. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm happy.
Shout out Beanie
This is the
Bishop.
best
That's
we've put
Miss
in a
Hizzy's
long
new
time.
favorite
Yo,
player.
yeah, he's been freaking balling, and bro, he's been getting cooked early in the season. Especially that Dallas game was the worst I think I've ever seen a defensive back of ours play since Artie Burns. I mean, he was getting dog walked, especially by Cavante Turpin in that game. But he's been balling the past couple of weeks. I hope it continues, and it helps that we're also getting Cam Sutton back. So this is going to add more to the secondary. So
I forgot you guys
I'm
had
excited.
him.
Yeah, I'm very excited as that aspect as far as our secondary getting healthy and getting better, especially in the bye.
When did Justin
Dante
Fields get
Jackson getting a
injured?
little bit healthier. He tweaked his hamstring during like practice or something like that, and then that's why he
Yeah,
was inactive.
I saw he was inactive. I was like, what? I didn't even know he was injured.
Yeah, no, he tweaked his hammy,
Oh, I got
and
you.
it wasn't to the point for him to be on the report. That's why he wasn't like on the injury report, but he was still like participating, but it just wasn't enough for him to go. So they were just like inactive.
That's fair.
Yeah, but I'm good. Happy though.
All right.
Happy with my team's performance.
Let's move on to a couple things to just touch on. The Jets are officially dead. That was crazy. Drake made it. Only played like a quarter in that game too. He was kicking ass, but he got concussed.
There was a crazy stat I saw that was like, I'm low key paraphrasing, and I'd have to look it up again to like say it completely, but it's like 20 plus points and holding your opponent to under a certain amount of yards, and it's like other teams in the league have had like a 750 record, and the only team that's lost in that
Oh, it was the
situation is the
Jets.
Jets. So
Yeah,
it's like 750 to 1.
I
Yeah,
saw
it's
that.
like a crazy stat. Crazy stat.
You know what's
So
crazy?
that just shows you that they're just having an awful season. But now go ahead.
The Jets and the Patriots had the same record.
Yeah.
One of them had Super Bowl aspirations. The other one's tanking for Travis.
Yeah. Now, Drake May got knocked out, right?
Yeah, he got a concussion.
Yeah, I thought so. I remember him. I saw his little 15-yard touchdown. That was smooth. That was smooth. I didn't. He's. I put him in the Herbert category. That's who he reminds me of. He reminds me of Herbert. They're not really fast. They don't move the best, but they can get out every now and then when they need to.
I love Drake May. I
Yeah.
absolutely love that guy.
He
I
reminds
hate that
me
he
of
plays for
Herbie.
the
He does
Patriots.
remind me of Herbie.
I can see it. He just runs more often.
Yeah, but that's kind of because he has to.
All right. The Eagles are looking alive. Don't look now. They're low key on a run, and they beat the brakes off the Bengals in Cincy. So who knew that Nick Sirianni's dickhead haircut was been the key to get them back into it?
I was very happy watching this game. It was close to begin, and I'm sitting here thinking the Bengals are going to do it, and I was going to get really upset because I didn't want them to get on. You know how they are. They start off so slow. They do it every year. They start off so slow, then they end up rattling off like 7, 8 straight, and then they go like 9 and whatever, 10 and
And
whatever,
they just
and end up
barely
making the
sneak into
playoffs,
the
just
dance.
sneaking in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think that's going to happen this year. I think there's just too much going on with them, bro. Again, their defense is awful. First off, that's the start. Now, if offensively they're still talented, we all know that they can still score at will at points in time. But even with that, their line still sucks. So it's like, I don't know. Even that's kind of hit or miss. But they're just not they're not gelled right now. We know all the stuff that was going on with them prior to the season, as far as T. Higgins, now Jamar
Right.
wanting to get paid. It's just, I don't think that there's the camaraderie there. And like I said, again, my take is not looking so bad when I said that it was the beginning of the end. That's still kind of going strong. And as far as like the AFC North goes, I hope that continues to be the case. But it's
Oh
looking
yeah,
like
me
it.
too. My dream scenario for the Bengals is for them to miss the playoffs by one game, so then they get a mediocre draft pick and they don't make the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
Just
can
so they
get
don't
like
get somebody else to
that
freaking
18th
post it.
overall pick or something. Oh yeah.
Trade Jamar and get to Terry McMillan.
Don't
Yeah.
I can't stomach that right now.
My bad.
But speaking of things that people can't stomach, Let's talk about the Maryland Miracle.
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it. I watched the end of
Jaden
it. I watched like the fourth
friggin'
quarter of this game too.
Daniels.
Yes, sir. You know what's funny? Actually, let's get into final score and stuff first, and then we'll go into like how the game went and stuff.
Yeah, they only won by
So
3, I think. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, they won
Bears were
18 to
up
15.
15-13, I believe. Yeah, Bears were up 15-13 or 15-12, whatever it was. Again, it was a snooze fest to be completely honest with you until going into the third quarter. Jaden Daniels was carrying like he always does.
Caleb
He
looked like
looked a little
crap.
rusty, coming back from the. Yeah, Caleb did look like crap. Andre Swift looked like a dog because he is a dog, especially that run that he had down the sideline. That was tough. So yeah, DeAndre Swift. No, I think it was Roshan Johnson that scored the touchdown to put the go ahead touchdown. Roshan Johnson scores the go ahead touchdown, 20 something seconds left on the clock. We're thinking it's over. The Commanders going to have their third loss on the season, but no. Jane did. First off, I want to say there was some clock controversy, but that has been debunked. Did you hear about that?
No.
So apparently, Bears fans were getting mad because they felt as though um, the clock manager for the game wasn't running down the clock on that final drive on the Hail Mary. And if you look at the screen, the clock was not going down, but they ended up resetting it to where it needed to be. So that controversy was kind of put to bed. They were trying to say that the clock manager was doing things that he shouldn't have. And I think even Tony Romo was saying something about like the clock
Oh
manager
no, he definitely
liking
did because I do remember
liking the
him
Commanders or
talking about
something.
that.
Yeah, so maybe there's some validity to it, especially since Tony Romo brought it up. But as far as like it being corrected, it was corrected eventually. But regardless, it got corrected, and Jaden Daniels throws that Hail Mary to win the game.
Dude, Haley and I were watching that game like the whole way through, and it was like you said, like a snooze fest. Caleb showed flashes, but overall didn't play very good until the fourth quarter. Jaden was looked like
Yeah.
he was gutting it out, and then, man, we were watching the Bears drive, and we were like, oh, the Commanders are gonna lose because we were obviously rooting for the Commanders, and they score, and we're like, damn it, they're gonna lose. They only have like 20 seconds left, but don't forget about the play before the Hail Mary where they got picked up those easy 13 yards to get it closer for Jaden. That was critical.
That
And
was
then
huge.
let's talk about the elephant in the room, Tyreek Stevenson taunting the crowd to then immediately be the one to tip the ball into the air to allow
I
them to
saw
score.
that. That was so funny. I saw that from like the Skycam view. That was the funniest thing I ever see.
It was crazy. You can see Bears fans pointing at him like telling him like turn around, the play's going on, and he's sitting there talking shit
Tips the ball.
right to Noah Brown, the guy he was supposed to be covering.
Yes.
That's
I
pure
keep forgetting Noah
karma.
Brown's on the Commanders. Noah Brown's made some stops, boy. Cowboys. I'm pretty sure he was on the Texans at one point.
Yeah, that's where he just came from.
Yeah, now Commanders.
But man, we were watching that play. I thought Jaden Daniels was gonna get sacked, and he gears up and chucks it. And we were eating dinner. We dropped our forks and just just completely lost our minds.
What's crazy is I was watching the stream through, you know, other means. And, and
No free
my
plugs.
stream my stream my, no free plugs. My stream cut out. And I was like, no, no, no. And so I was like trying to hurry up and get on my phone, and I just hear my dad go, whoa! And I'm like, whoa, 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 what happened? What happened? And he's like, Jay, come upstairs, come upstairs. So I like bolt up the steps. Do, 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 do. And then as I go up, the replay's playing, and I just like, bro, drop to a knee. I was like, how? What the heck? Yo,
That's what they
it was
teach people
so
from
crazy.
day one. Bat the ball down, never tip it up, man.
Because
Oh
yeah, there's going to be somebody in the back waiting on it, and that's exactly what happened.
man, I'm so happy for Commanders fans. I feel like that play just like exercised the demons of Dan Snyder. But yeah, shout out Jaden Daniels winning the battle. Shout out the Commanders pulling that W out. I mean, just shout out to him all the way around. Other than that, none of these games really stood out to me. Texans and Colts, we kind of got into the AR stuff already. CJ Stroud still kind of having a sophomore slump, but he's getting through it, especially with his receivers
Yeah.
being down. Packers walked it off against the Jaguars. Jordan Love got injured again. He pulled his groin, so now it's Malik Willis time again.
Oh boy.
Kirk Cousins, he walked into the trap and took over the trap. Shout out to him. They
Yep,
have
I
officially
peeped.
swept the Bucks. That was cool. Cardinals walked off the Dolphins. I'm pretty sure the Dolphins are dead now.
Yeah, the Dolphins suck too. Tua coming back didn't move the needle as much as I thought it was.
It moved the needle,
He didn't
but
play
it's
a.
just too little.
He
It's a
didn't
little
play
too
a
late.
bad game, but like you were saying, you never knew what Cardinals you were going to get, and we ended up getting the good cards. So, yeah, they won.
Yeah, shout out to him. Anything else you want to touch on the NFL week before we move on to our picks?
I don't understand how the Broncos keep winning these games.
They're a very quiet 5-3. I'm kind of nervous to be playing them next
and
week.
Bo Nix had a really, really good game. I think we caught them at the right time because they're starting to kind of find their stride.
You guys beating their ass is what made them start playing good.
Yeah, so
I'm nervous to play them next week. I'm not gonna lie to you.
because they got a top 5 passing defense. Well, their defense in general is good, but as
I
far
know
as like
we're-
Pat Surtain's just kind of turned it on.
Yeah, Pat Surtain versus Zay Flowers is gonna be an interesting matchup. Like I know we're playing them at home, but like we're either gonna beat their ass by 40 or it's gonna be like a 1-score game, like a field goal game.
I just have a feeling they're going to play y'all tough because their defense is nothing to snuff at. The thing is, you just never know where you're going to get with their offense, especially
I
Bo
can
Nix.
see this being
Bo
a
Nix
13 to
turns
10
into Will
game as
Levis.
long as Justin Tucker can make his kicks.
Yeah.
He's not helping himself in the allegations. He's like low key playing himself out of the GOAT conversation. I'm not
already
giving
knew
up
that
on
for
him by
sure,
any
but yeah,
means.
I
I'm
see
just saying, like, you're talking about
He's
the
still one
greatest
of the
kicker of
better
all
kickers in
time.
the league, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. He's just older, man. You know, it happens. You can't stay great forever.
Yeah, but I mean,
happens no matter
he's
what
missing he's missing from 50, brother. It's not like he's missing from 58.
Yeah.
He's missing from 50.
Yeah.
College kickers
know.
are making that.
Now, speaking of which, this is so random, and I'm not going to stay on it, but the Colorado kicker sucks, and nobody can tell me otherwise.
Oh man,
That man
what a
looks like a Teletubby going to go kick him.
All right, that's a perfect segue into our picks.
Yo, he's
All
built
right,
like an
all
auntie.
All right.
Okay, moving on.
All right,
Moving
let's
on.
move on to our picks. Couldn't get the pod canceled, man. Come on.
Yo.
All right. Let's get into it. All right, you ready? All right, so I went 9-7 this week, which puts me at 59-48 on the year. Jordan, how did you do this week?
I went 7-9. We all know my math's a little off by I think at least 2 games, but for what I have down, it's 55-50. We'll fix it later on, but
Hey,
yeah,
slowly pulling
I'm
away.
still behind.
You better watch out.
I'm still behind. Yeah, this one hurt. It sucks when it's like they win but they don't cover. Those ones blow me, bro.
Oh yeah, I hate that feeling. But
Yeah, man. But it's all good.
all right, let's get into the picks this
still
week.
in
This
it. I'm
Thursday
still in
night game's going to be really good. I'm actually excited for this game. So it's Texans at the Jets. The Jets are favored by 2 points since Stefon Diggs tore his ACL.
I still don't even.
No, Jets are cursed. Give me the Texans +2.
Thank you. It's Texans +2.
All right, moving on to Sunday. We got the Denver
I got it. I
Broncos
have it
at the
on there.
Ravens. We got the same record as the Broncos? Are you serious?
Yeah, the Broncos are 5. I was trying to tell you, bro. Like, I don't understand how the Broncos keep winning these games. I was being for real when I said that.
Cue the video of Stefon Diggs. The hell going on? Derrick Henry's only 50 yards away from a 1,000-yard season.
Yeah, that's insane.
Ravens are 9.5-point
Insane.
favorites. I don't know if we're gonna beat them by 10, brother.
I'm not.
I might have to take the Broncos for the points. I obviously think Ravens are gonna win. I think I'm gonna take the Broncos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Just
going
'cause
to
of
take the
the
Broncos
points.
just based off the. Yeah, what are the points on the Broncos? Because if they
9.5.
cover, it's fine, even if y'all win.
Yeah. So if we beat them by 9, it still covers. I can see this being a 28-20 game.
Okay.
That still covers.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can see this more being a 13-10 game, but I digress. Moving on, we got the Cowgirls at the Falcons. Kirko Chains is 3-point favorites.
Give me Kirko and them. I'm putting Kirko too. I'm not even putting Falcons.
Are the
Chains,
Is Micah
-3.
back yet?
I don't
If
think
Micah's
so. I don't
not-
think he played that.
Okay, then I'll take Kirko as well. I'll put him down as Kirko as well, -3. Actually, I'm gonna put him down as Kirk Thuggins. Moving on, we have the Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. Bills beat the brakes off of them week 2 in Miami. This is in Buffalo. The spread's
Give me the Bills.
-6 in Buffalo's favor. I can see Buffalo winning by more than 6, especially now because this game they have Amari Cooper. Last time they didn't even have Amari Cooper. So I'll take Bills -6 at home. I feel like that feels good to me. Moving on, we have the Raiders at the Bengals. What a snoozer. Bengals are 7.5-point
Give me the
favorites. Yeah,
I
I can
don't
see
like
the
that,
Bengals.
but
I can see the Bengals beating the brakes off of the Raiders, but I can also see the Raiders keeping it close. So I'm kind of worried
that's what I'm
about that
saying. I
one.
don't like that, but I don't like 7.5, but I'll take it.
Burrows low-key had a really
Pause.
nice
That's a
year.
pause.
2,000 yards, 15
That is
tuds,
a
3 picks.
pause.
I tried to let you get away with it, but you keep bringing it up.
Bro, because, like, it was really crazy that I just said that.
I tried to let you just get away with it, but you didn't want to have it. Like, all right,
I'm
fine.
talking about 7, and then I'll take it. Nah.
All right, Jerry Jones.
Eight, nine. 8.5, bitch. Yo, Jerry
Oh
snap.
my god. Moving on. Speaking of things that are snapping, we got the Chargers at the Browns. Chargers are 1.5-point favorites.
Give me the Chargers.
Yeah.
Oh, actually,
F the Browns. Give me the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh, we trust.
this one kind of hurts me.
Yeah. Oh, this game
'Cause
is
I can see
so
the Browns winning.
bad. The Patriots
Who we
at the
got?
Titans.
Give me the Pats.
Really, you're taking the Patriots plus 3.5. Damn it! I was hoping you were gonna take the Titans because I was gonna pick the Patriots.
No, I am not.
All right, yeah, I'm still taking the Patriots. This is with the assumption that Drake May's playing. If Jacoby Brissett plays, I'm gonna be a little nervous. But if Drake May's playing, they're gonna beat the shit out of him. Moving on, we have the Commanders at the Giants. How are the Commanders only 3.5-point favorites in this game?
Because it's a divisional game. You got to think about it that way.
I'm still
They're
taking
still
the
going to play
Commanders.
each other tough. Is it -3?
Minus 3.5. I'll take the Commanders in that game.
Okay.
Next up, we have the Saints at the Panthers. The Saints are 7-point favorites, which makes me think that Derek Carr's coming back. Let me
Oh gosh,
let me make sure he's coming back because I'm only taking that spread if he's playing.
I don't like that at all.
We play week. He's expected to be back in the starting lineup. That's why he's 7. Yeah, I'll take the Saints if that's the case. I was gonna take the Panthers if Derek Carr was out.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, we have the Jaguars at the Eagles. Eagles are 7.5-point favorites. That's gonna be crazy. I'd like to think the Jags can keep it close, but the Eagles have been rolling and they're at home. I don't know if Trevor Lawrence has got the cojones to play in Philly, so I think I'm gonna go with Philly, even though it's 7.5. That's a crazy spread.
It's a crazy spread. Plus the Jags will play tough. I don't know. I'll take it though.
You're gonna take the Eagles?
Yeah, I'll take the Eagles.
All right, moving on. We got a pick'em game: Bears and Cardinals at Arizona. It all depends on which Cardinals we get. For me. And plus, how are the Bears going to bounce back from this game? You know, are they going to play pissed off, or are they just going to roll over and die? Bears have a good defense, which is what concerns me. Give me the Bears. Da Bears.
The Bears.
What are you picking?
All right, we got to switch this up because I've been picking the same ones as you, but I'm picking the Bears too.
All right, next up, we got the Lions at the Packers. Lions are 3.5-point.
I'm sorry, hold up, real quick. What was that? What was the Bears spread again? Real quick.
Pick them.
All right, cool. I'm just picking Bears straight up.
Lions at the Packers. Lions are 3.5-point favorites. I don't know if Jordan Love's playing.
Lions.
Yeah, that's who I'm going with too. Man, this week is very vanilla. There's no like very.
There's gonna be some upsets. There's gonna be some shakeups. But
I know, but it just doesn't.
As far as like just picking the favorites, I can't tell you which ones I would pick. Yeah, true.
I've picked 4
I can't
dogs.
tell you which ones I would pick.
The Patriots, I have them. I think they'll win that game.
I don't know if
Texans.
I consider them dogs in that game though.
Texans, I have them winning that game. I mean, by spread, they're dogs.
Yeah, true.
All right, moving on. We have the Rams at the Seahawks. Rams are 1.5-point favorites. Give me the Rams. I think they are rolling right now. It's at Seattle.
Yeah, Seahawks just came off a crazy loss too. They got smacked by Buffalo. I'm gonna just be different and say give me Seattle, just so we got some different ones.
Moving on to Sunday
Especially
Night
since
Football.
it's in Seattle.
Yeah, Sunday Night Football, Colts and Vikings. Vikings are 5-point favorites. Part of me wants to take the Vikings because I think they'll be playing pissed off, but part of me wants to take the Colts because Joe Flacco.
I'm gonna take Minnesota.
All right, I'll take the Colts. I'll ride with my childhood QB. All right, Monday Night Football. We got the Bucks at the Chiefs. Chiefs are 8.5-point favorites. Oof.
Casey has not been fun to watch this year.
Patrick Mahomes don't cover big spreads. Give me the Bucks plus 8.5.
I low-key want to.
What you want, bro?
Give me KC 8.5. I don't like it.
Ooh. All right. That wraps up our picks.
Yeah, they've
for the
not been
week.
like fun to watch at all.
No. Mahomes is broken.
Yeah. But go ahead.
Anything else you want to say to the people before we get out of here?
Man, as always. Nah, seriously though. We appreciate the support, you guys. Again, this is always really, really fun. I'm very, very happy that we got some stuff coming up for you guys. There's going to be some good
Oh yeah.
interviews. There's going to be some new content coming out. You guys drop a like, leave a comment, any platform that you're on. If you leave a review, say it with your chest. Please, 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 please get this out there. Share with friends, family. We're trying to make this big, man. But no, thank you for everything. I'll pass it on to Cole. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, like Jordan said, we're extremely grateful for all the support. And please, if anything, if you love the content, please spread it. Please share it to anyone you know who likes sports or just likes hearing dumb conversations. But no, I'm really grateful for everyone who listens and for those who help out and show their support. It means the world to me. I'd love to see where this goes. I'd love doing this so much. So thank you all for all your support. Like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Follow and drop a like on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back before you know it. So just keep tuned on all our socials. So for Jordan, I'm Cole. We'll see y'all next time. See ya.